Okay, so over a year ago, I made this video where I reviewed Cytus 2. This was the first time I made a video in this format, and I don't feel like it's that good. So I made an entirely new review that I feel is much better structured and more clear than my original review. Okay, so Cytus 2 is a mobile rhythm game. There's a line that moves up and down the screen, and the goal is to tap these circles as the line moves past it. For each note you tap, you receive 1 out of 4 judgments based on how well your timing is. You can either get a perfect, good, bad, or if you don't tap it at all, a miss. There are also other types of notes such as hold notes, drag notes, and swipe notes. Each note you tap adds to your score, and at the end of the song, you get a letter grade based on your score. Your goal is to get all perfect notes, which if you do, will add up to a score of 1 million, which gives you the maximum grade, called a Million Master. Each song comes with 3 difficulties: easy, hard, and chaos, so you can play whatever song you want no matter what your skill level is. The game is really good at helping you get better. I can tell you from personal experience, as someone who when they started playing couldn't even beat the easiest levels, that if you play the songs at your skill level, you will improve. I feel like this is a good rhythm game to start if you want to get into rhythm games, since it is much easier to get perfect notes in Cytus 2 than it is in most other rhythm games, and in turn you get a lot more Million Masters when you're just starting out. Okay, so that's the basics on how the game works. Now I will talk about story and progression. So the story for this game is told through posts in this social media site called IM, and later on it will be through reading conversations. New posts and conversations will pop up as you progress through the game. Some of these posts, or these square things, contain new songs as well. To unlock more posts, you have to level up your character by getting enough EXP. This is done by playing songs associated with that character. So if I wanted to level up Path, I would just select her and then play one of these songs. In my opinion, the story for this game is pretty good, and I would recommend reading it. It's a little confusing at first because it just drops you right in and doesn't explain much, but you will start to understand what's going on as you read. But the downsides are that the entire story is literally just reading. Like, even the cutscenes make you read since there's no voiceover. At some points, the story just drags and can get really boring. Additionally, it also interrupts the flow of gameplay. Like, you finish playing a song, and now you have to sit there and read for like 10 minutes. My recommendation is to read the first 25 levels of these 3 characters, because that was all of the story in the 1.0 version of the game. It's also like the first part or chapter of the larger story. And then after that, you can decide if you think the story is interesting and whether or not you want to continue reading. The gameplay has absolutely nothing to do with the story. Like, it's not like the characters in this story play Cytus or something like that, so it won't have much of an effect on you playing the game if you don't read the story. Okay, now I'll get into the part I hate about this game, the paid DLC. So you see all of these characters that you can play? Well, actually, every character after draft costs $10 to unlock. $10 each. And there's also this menu called the Black Market where you can buy bundles of 5 songs for $5 each. There's this box thing where you can buy 5 of the song bundles for a better deal. There's also this thing called the Capsule, where you spend Capsules, which you earn by just playing the game, into a loot box to get cosmetic things and like new songs. But it costs $10 to be able to actually use it. There's also a Capsule Shop where you can spend ludicrous amounts of Capsules on song bundles. It takes hours of playing the game to be able to buy one of these. When this came out, I already had the maximum amount of Capsules, 99, saved up, so I instantly bought 2 of them, and it still took me months to be able to buy everything. If you're wondering how much the DLC costs at full price, not including the 50 Capsule bundles, since generally people buy them with Capsules, it will cost you $307. The problem with this, besides the fact that it costs a lot, is that each character, even the DLC characters, contains story. Some of them are just side stories, like all these collaboration characters, and they don't have much connection to the main story. But a lot of the characters give background information and backstories to their respective character. If you don't buy it, it makes the main story even more confusing, because sometimes some random person comes into the main story and you have no idea who they are, since because they were introduced in some DLC character's story. Personally, I don't really care about the song packs, since if you don't buy them, they're just tucked away in this menu. As far as I care, they don't exist. But if you couldn't already tell, I've bought a lot of characters. Part of the reason I think is because every time you launch the game, they're right there, kind of reminding you of all the people you haven't purchased yet. The characters do rarely go on sale, and I've bought almost every character from a sale. It's partly because I want to play some new content and I think it's good value, but even then, I spent much more than I would like to admit. And for reference, I usually never spend any money in any kind of game. In my opinion, the rhythm game aspect of Cytus 2 is really solid. The core gameplay is a lot of fun and it feels very polished. I just don't like the way they chose to monetize their game. There are many other rhythm games that have much better business models where you pay a one-time fee to unlock all the content. For example, Muse Dash or Project Diva. So is the game worth buying? Well, logically speaking, you get a ton of value in the base game, which only costs $2. Like, if they sold the base game as DLC, it would probably be worth around $30 to $50. But once you purchase that, it's very easy to spend a lot more than what you originally intended. So, I don't know. If any of this looks interesting, then I recommend you at least try it out. Okay, bye.